List. Disney List time. Talking about some of the best and not so great things at the Disney theme parks from coast to coast. Today, we are focusing on Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary celebration. Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzoni, Garrett Hassel have all been there for the 50th anniversary celebration and kickoff, and we are looking to them today to share maybe something they enjoyed and maybe something that didn't necessarily have high marks in their eyes. And tell me, Tyler Crouch, a positive and a negative for you from the 50th anniversary of our fair East Coast property.
Okay. So actually, a lot like Garrett, my positive is it's not just the Spaceship Earth beacon, though. It's all of the beacons at the different parks. You know, you've got the castle, of course, and the tree.
A beacon that beckons?
Yes, a beacon that beckons, exactly, yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know, once dark hits, all these different, beacons of the park just start lighting up. And there's like this little kind of short, I don't know, a couple minute show that happens where they do like projections, and so that's kind of, to me, where most of the excitement kind of load. That's where it was all chilling.
Elated.
That's where all the excitement was hanging out for me.
Out
so
to tan.
There we go. Oh, all right.
So I really enjoyed the beacons, and I'm kind of with Garrett where I feel like Spaceship Earth was probably the coolest one, but like even over like at Tower of Terror, you could see like the Tip Top Club on the very top of the building, and so I thought that was really neat for anybody that knows that Tower of Terror lore. And I don't know, that was a really cool touch that they did in all the different parks. That was a lot of fun. Now my negative, though, that's kind of like the standout thing, but I guess for me it's kind of sad that that's the standout thing.
Yeah.
like it's like there feels like a genuine lack of excitement at the parks for what we saw anyway. We were only there, like, we were there before the actual day on October 1st, but we were there, till the 3rd, so we got to see a little bit of that action, but it just felt more crowded. Felt like a crowded day, but
maybe
besides
some banners.
Yeah, they're not even any banners.
Yeah.
Not even really many banners. Like there's a couple here and there, but like even like at Magic Kingdom, it just felt like Halloween.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I mean, they put up like these new Cinderella like pumpkins on the like
cute.
on the streetlights.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, it was like, but they were pumpkins, so it still felt like they were trying to not disrupt the Halloween decor, So I just didn't really feel any, huge excitement. And one thing I was trying to say on the show that we kept having technical difficulties on was like, it just feels like there's a problem where everything is just so spread out that it's hard to make anything feel like, I mean, like it's everywhere. I mean, they do it well with Christmas, I feel like, but other than that, if you're going to, like when they had the 60th at Disneyland, everything was so close together that like you could not escape it. And they had banners everywhere, and they had the merchandise like everywhere. And just here at Disney World, it's like you don't see merchandise everywhere. You don't see banners and decorations and things everywhere. It's like literally the beacons and the golden statues. So, that's kind of the biggest bummer, is I feel like probably COVID really affected this celebration a lot, I would expect, because I think that if we didn't have COVID, I think they would have been in a much better place. We would have had brand new rides. We would have had probably a lot more merchandise, probably a lot more entertainment, shows. Yeah, exactly. So, it's like, I think a lot of these things had to take a step back, unfortunately. So I'm not even totally blaming Disney for it, because obviously a lot of heinous things have been going on, but it's not the most exciting feeling thing. It's still nice to be there. Still, I had a great time. But
would you say it's the world's most magical celebration? Because when I look at it, I think Disneyland did better with its 50th and 60th than Disney World has, and Disney World's the most popular tourist destination in the world.
Right. Well, that's the thing, right, is they don't have to work as hard at that sort of thing as Disneyland does, because Disneyland has to impress the people that keep on coming back. They have to get return customers, whereas Disney World has enough new customers, I feel like, that, or just even people who are just like, oh, no, we do our once-a-year trip, and that's that. Like, there's, nothing's going to change our mind about that. So I
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's something that over the course of the last few weeks over on the Disney News Talk Live show, which, by the way, if you ever see it, drop on in. It's all about you and your perspective. If you're listening or watching us, it really does allow you and your opinions to take center stage, all of your experiences. That's what the show's all about. And we've been talking in recent weeks about whether or not the 50th anniversary, even marketing and PR campaign, is motivating people to want to go to Disney World right now. And the majority of people that were at least in our program, as we were talking about it, all shared pretty much the same thing, and that is no. Not really feeling motivated, not really feeling pushed. I'll go out there maybe when more attractions open that are set to open, but as of right now, I don't necessarily feel all that, there's no fire underneath me to go, yeah, I got to be there. Yeah, I got to see it. Which for something as big as this should have been, to feel that nostalgic punch especially, I have not seen anything from the Disney PR machine, which we know what it can do. We've seen it before, and we've seen it with Disneyland on multiple occasions. They just don't touch on the nostalgia of Walt Disney World the way that they do Disneyland, and it's a real shame because of all anniversaries, this was one to knock it out of the park on when it came to nostalgia, and I don't really see anything relating to that, Katrina.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on nostalgia. Poor Happily Ever After is gone.
No tears.
Oh, Jordan. But
I shall move past this. It'll come back. I just know it. It won't. But again, like what you're saying though, with like the PR stuff, I feel like even with Disneyland, I still remember them like pimping out the 60th and stuff all over, everywhere, magazines, ads, everywhere on Facebook, anything. And here it's like, I mean, I follow a lot of Disney stuff. Don't get me wrong. So I feel like Disney should be targeting towards me for sponsored ads. I have not seen any about the 50th. Zero. Nothing. So it's
sad.
Shocking.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just really sad. But like the good thing that I actually liked was they added the statues, which are cute. They're little photo ops. I like the little Abu that's hidden in Adventureland. And then you see like Stitch over on the wall by like, the famous purple wall. And then, like there's some that catch you off guard because you're not really like sure where they're going to be and they just like pop up. And that's like the nicest thing that I could say because there's really like, I mean, even like the nighttime shows there. I mean, I didn't get to watch Harmonious though. We had a lot of stuff going on, but it was just, sad. And then the thing that really bummed me out the most, and Disney's pretty good about it, is merchandise.
Yeah.
And that's the most depressing thing was the 50th anniversary. They just lumped it into Magic Kingdom. They didn't even make special merchandise for all other parks to make people spread out and go buy the merchandise. They ruined themselves on this because, I mean, Garrett's showing those like little 50th like soap dispenser.
Oh yeah.
But it's just
That's
like
a highlight.
they made it such a horrible thing because it was just, that's what they wanted, right? It was like the hype, the lines for Magic Kingdom, but it was just a joke because it was like a huge line just to get a Magic Band, huge line to get a shirt and a coffee cup. There was fights going on inside the store. Cast members didn't deserve this. They ruined the cast members. Like it was inappropriate for them to do it just over at Magic Kingdom. They should have done it at Epcot. They should have made a huge announcement saying, these are the merchandise items. Yeah. These are going to be spread out through all 4 parks. Use your best judgment and go to the park because they're all going to be there. No, it was all in Magic Kingdom. And then maybe I think a couple days later it sprinkled in at Creations and Epcot. And even then it was just like the leftovers. And then they kind of hid it into the side section. And then people like shouted out like on Twitter. And then everybody showed up at Epcot to try to buy it because they couldn't get it the day before. And it was like, that was like the only thing that really irritated me was, yeah, it would have been nice to get, like a t-shirt that said 50th anniversary. I was here on that day like we did over at the 60th because the 60th, they had it planned. Yeah. They had it at DCA. They had it at Disneyland. They had like 5 different shops at each park that sold those shirts with like the dwarves on it. And yeah, they sold out pretty fast, but they still had a lot and like huge lines and they had them spread out. But if they even created like to make people go to each park and go buy stuff like the beacons, put them on a t-shirt saying I was here on that day and then have something for Epcot, Magic Kingdom and like Animal Kingdom. It would have been a lot better. And it was it was like a nightmare just to even like look at the videos going to Magic Kingdom. And we had a brunch reservation over at the Contemporary, and they were like, yeah, you can't park here, you need to go park over at TTC. And I laughed. I was like, yeah, right. No. Like they weren't even ready for this.
Yeah,
it was just
clearly.
like they got some kind of memo.
Than they did. I think they do for everything else. Like they had a special like it's the 50th anniversary.
Part is you had to show up at like 6 a.m., deal with this huge crowd, deal with this huge line to get into the virtual queue to get in the line.
Yeah.
So if you didn't get there, you didn't get any merchandise unless